automobile seat that may transfer bumps from the road and aggravate your back. The higher standard in the all-new Cadillac DeVille is new suspension seating, which acts like a shock absorber for the driver's back, isolating you from bumps to help reduce back pressure and increase circulation, which should leave you more refreshed mile after mile. Suspension seating in the new V8-powered DeVille by Cadillac, creating a higher standard.
What if I bring you something for that nasty cold with a touch of honey and lemon and soothing Vicks Vapor?
That'd be good.
What if it relieved your sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest?
That'd be NyQuil.
New NyQuil Hot Therapy.
Now there's a flower that blooms for 45 days. Glade Plug-ins Tulip.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Refills freshen not for 30, but 45 days.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Glade Plug-ins in Tulip.
Plug it in.
Fresh from Glade.
Okay, hey, listen, I admit it. I don't just like food, I love food. And did it ever show? But look at me now. Man, I lost 55 pounds last year on the Ultra Slim Fast plan. The shakes taste fantastic, and they really fill me up. The plan is easy. A shake for breakfast, another for lunch, a sensible dinner, even candy bars as snacks. I've never done anything in my life that I've been more proud of. And does it show?
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
Did you hear what Jay said last night?
Hope you're all enjoying our California weather. What is it? What was it? 80 degrees today? Is this great? A lot of folks are back. The snowstorms back east are unbelievable. You know, yesterday, schools in 14 states were closed. You know what's really sad? A lot of these kids had to go out and buy their own condoms. You know, that's terrible, really.
Wait till you hear what Jay has to say tonight, right after your late local news.
Based on an actual event, murder between friends, NBC Monday.
This is Channel 6 for the Heartland, WOWT, Omaha. Now, all the news you need in 10 minutes. This is the Channel 6 News, 10 at 10.
Garbage pickup in the Heartland may carry some new rules this spring. A proposal is on the table. High emotion at the Douglas County Courthouse today. 4 alleged gang members appear in court for a carjacking death.
A cow from this dairy herd was shot and mutilated. An investigation is underway. And a top-rated team in high school basketball. Headlines are Friday Night Sports Extra Extravaganza. Good evening, I'm Pat Prasad.
And I'm John Nicely. This is the Channel 6 News 10 at 10. 10 nonstop minutes of news, no-wait weather, and leadoff sports.
Happening tonight, get ready to change the way you throw away your garbage.
New landfill laws in Nebraska are being passed and phased in this new year, and they'll affect all of us. As Jim Fagan points out, from your daily trash to your yard waste, you're going to have to make some changes.
If you throw away your garbage in those green hefty bags like my buddy John Chapman's doing, they're out. Clear bags are in. The purpose is so they can see what you're throwing away, which is really pretty gross. But what they really want is to see if you're throwing away something that will be banned from the landfill, like paint. If bags aren't your thing, garbage cans will still be allowed. Even then, some folks don't like the idea.
But I don't really like being told that I need to do something else so that the garbage man will pick up my garbage. You know, I think we pay them pretty well to pick it up a certain way, and why do we have to keep learning new ways to bag our garbage?
Well, as the mayor pointed out in announcing all this, number 1, it's recycling and the environment. Number 2, it's a new state law.
1996, they require us to have 25% reduction in the amount that you're taking to the landfills.
On a cold night like this, it's nice to look back at summer, but what do you do with the grass clippings and the leaves? They'll still pick up your yard waste, but you're going to have to use big paper bags like this one that'll soon be available in most stores. No more plastic bags for yard waste. Or you can use a barrel marked as yard waste like the mayor has on display. All of it will be taken to either the current compost operation near Council Bluffs or to a new compost center that'll be near the landfill. 9 months from now, in order to keep our landscape beautiful, you won't be able to take any yard waste to any landfill in the state of Nebraska. And you ain't seen nothing yet. A year after that, you won't be able to take any appliance, like refrigerators, to any landfill in Nebraska. The objective is to cut the amount of waste going to landfills in half in the next 8 years. Jim Fagan, Channel 6 News.
The landfill laws affect everyone whose trash ends up in Nebraska landfills, but depending on where you live, the effective date will vary. For those outside the city limits of Omaha who have private garbage haulers, the changes take effect in September. For those inside the city limits who have WOWT trucking, the changes take effect April 1st if they're approved by the City Council. The city plans to hold public meetings on these issues January 12th at Beveridge Junior High, January 18th at Benson, and before the City Council, January 25th. Around the Heartland tonight on the Crime Beat, emotions were flowing in a Douglas County courtroom.
4 gang members accused of killing Omaha Hank Thompson during an alleged carjacking were denied bond. 21-year-old Gary Brunzo, 21-year-old Juan Carrera, and 16-year-old Douglas Mantich and 18-year-old Angel Huerta are all charged with first-degree murder. Friends and family packed the courtroom today in support of the 4 suspects. The mother of the boy who was shot at Crossroads Mall several days earlier was also very emotional. The 4 gang members were allegedly trying to avenge Michael Campbell's death when they encountered Hank Thompson.
I'm a little bit disappointed. 2 of my son's killers are on the street, like I said. And yet these boys, I don't understand why they're not getting bond put on them. What's the difference?
All 4 gang members will have their preliminary hearing on January 24th. A 5th man is going through extradition proceedings in Minnesota. Several hundred children waited in the cold this morning because the school buses were late taking them to Council Bluffs Public Schools. The buses, though, were going this afternoon, but this morning about 1/3 of the fleet wouldn't start so the buses could get onto their routes in time. It was so cold the diesel fuel gelled and up to 500 students were affected.
We did have some situations where there were some students out there, my understanding, for as long as possibly an hour or so.
Do you have any angry parents?
Oh, we did have some of those.
Bell said most of them were junior and senior high students. A better grade diesel fuel and heaters to keep the fuel from gelling are among the options being considered to prevent a recurrence of the problem. A dairy cow from this herd in northwest Douglas County was shot with a high-powered weapon early today. It appears the cow's udders were also cut off. Investigators won't speculate on this being cult activity, but they told investigative reporter Mike McKnight that January 7th is listed on satanic ritual calendars.
I guess. Well, anytime, first of all, it's a valuable animal. And beyond that, it happens to coincide with what's called a satanic holiday. It's nothing to be alarmed about, we don't think, because every once in a while this does occur, usually very random.
Operators of the dairy farm tell investigative reporter Mike McKnight that they believe the cow was shot and mutilated sometime between midnight and 4 o'clock this morning. Anyone with information is asked to call the Douglas County Sheriff's Office at 444-7996. John?
Pat, around America, the California woman who shot and killed her son's alleged molester learned tonight that she will be going to prison. Ellie Nessler was convicted of voluntary manslaughter for last April's shooting death of Daniel Driver. Driver was on trial on charges of molesting 4 children, including Nessler's son. Before sentencing, Nessler told the judge that although she would never do it again, she has difficulty feeling